One of the big problems that I have is I love when you talk about IEP, the individual education plan. When you talk standardized testing, and you mention MSA, for me, all MSA is my nightmare. There are teachers out there everywhere who, I don't know if they'll admit it, but they have to test for alt MSA. And the problem is, we already have a testing ground for them. It's called an IEP. My son has very specific IEP goals. In middle school, they start pushing vocation, so there's less time to actually hit those individual IEP goals. When you add on top of that, they have to teach alt MSA in subjects that are not even appropriate for my child. It takes away from him meeting his IEP goals. And I just want to hear your thoughts on that, and can anything be done? I've tried to go up through the channels. Can I opt out? I can't opt out. You know, can we opt out of the alt MSA? What can be done? Teachers do try to kind of match the goals, but it doesn't work.
Yep.
And therefore, my son's not reaching his IEP goals, but hey, he passed the alt MSA, and to me that's unacceptable.
Yeah, it's crazy to me, right? I mean, yeah, sure. Thank you. It's crazy to me, and it's been one of the. I mean, first of all, it's state law, right? There's nothing we can do about it. I wish there were. I mean, you know, I wish there were some things we could do about it, but our money is tied to our compliance with state law, state regs. If I could, do something about it, I would. Other than kind of vocally advocate for what you're describing, I think it's really important that parents also do that. There are some districts around the country now, and I would never ever suggest that anybody here do this. There are some districts around the country where parents are keeping their kids out of school on a testing list. Right? I'm not suggesting that anybody do that, but that is one personal thing that optional folks exercise, and it is a struggle for the teachers. I mean, I understand everything you're saying. I understand. I'm sure. All our folks would say the same thing. We're required to do it, and then our tests, our results are, we're judged according to the results, so we don't want to be in sanctions from the state or anything like that, and it's just part of the state law. This is where, and I think that the special ed community in many ways has been better than some other communities in advocating at the state and federal level for some of the craziness behind No Child Left Behind. Right? But we can't get around it. We just can't. And it's also one of the reasons why I am encouraging everybody and trying to say, the state tests are indicators, right? I do look at the state tests. I want to know, they tell us when something's wrong, when something's right. They're not the goal, right? So it's how are you doing along the way? Sure, there are indicators, but the goal of our education is not the state tests. It's going to take a while before people actually really trust that I'm serious about that, right? Because they still, it's still what's published in the paper, and I still use them as well, but it's an indicator, not a goal. So I think it's going to take us a while to do it. And it'll be interesting to see what happens when the Common Core comes out, because that's going to change everything. And it'll be a completely new testing issue.